Actually, before I proceed, let me give you guys a heads up. This will contain spoilers for the movie. This will contain spoilers. You have been warned. Alrighty, let's get this movie review out of the way right quick, shall we? So we're talking Obsession today, and I want to say this off the bat. I guess when my brother watches this, he will laugh. This is the third movie my brothers recommended us to watch together that's been on point.
That's right.
The first one was Nosferatu, beautiful. The second one was Weapons, beautiful. And then obviously this one, Obsession. I really enjoyed this movie, and I feel the lady who played the love interest for the main character did an excellent job. The actress played the role very, 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 very well. The creepy scenes when she was against the wall at some point when Bear was sleeping, and when they had lay back together in bed, he thought she was asleep. He was about to get up and she said, "Stay!" Dude, she really, I don't know where she went psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually to channel whatever she was channeling with her character, but she did a great job. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movie. So my brother is batting 3 for 3 right now. 3 for 3. Thankfully, he takes the shots with those kind of movies, because I wouldn't rush to the cinema to see this kind of movie straight away. I'd wait for reviews. I would, feel the vibe for a little bit. Even without critics or reviews, I'd want to sit down and feel, okay, what is this movie? What does it feel like for me? Do I want to go out and see it? Like, for example, when Avengers Endgame came out or Infinity War came out. I'm a Marvel fan.
Nice.
So of course I'm going to see those movies. But anything in between, for example, like Spider-Man 2 and 3, many people know I don't like those two movies. Tom Holland's Spider-Man 2 and 3, by the way.
Damn.
So even though it's a Marvel movie or it's in the Marvel universe, there's some movies where I'm like, nah, trailer doesn't feel right. So I won't rush to see it. Whereas the first Avengers movie, we saw that twice. Captain America, Black Panther, Civil War, Winter Soldier. Come on, those are big boys. Those are big boys. But anyway, this one, I think I saw the trailer once and I could tell who was going to be the one causing the trouble in the movie, but it's still a good watch. I called a few things would happen, and I said this when I was watching with my brother. I was like, yo, they could have shaved off at least 15 to 20 minutes, at least 15 to 20 minutes, because it felt like they were pushing. So some scenes are like, yo, you're dragging it now. Just a little bit, not like heavy drag, but like, yo, if you cut that part out of the movie, would have been gravy, but still a beautiful watch.
Have you ever actually flirted with Nikie?
Just like Weapons, the thing that makes the movie what it is tangible, is practical.
What do you mean by that?
The simplicity and the power behind that simplicity is really what made me love Weapons out of many other things. That's a very, very heavy story, by the way, and the impact on the little boy in that movie, ooh boy, yeah, that one hit home, man. That one hit home. But I like the way these two movies really just put emphasis on simplicity of how the mysterious energy or the mystery in this, or the mysterious tools or artifacts or whatever. What am I trying to say? It's not like poltergeist or way out of this world. It's grounded where anyone else can have access or can pick up this thing or this device or whatever and do whatever. That's what I love about this movie as well. But I still gotta say, the lady, the love interest for Bear, I don't know where she went, but she did a great job, excellent job. The scene where Bear called to try and get a refund or to find out more about the is it weeping, the wishing thing, and even when he snapped it the first time, did he snap? No, when he took it out of the package, it made this weird noise. So when shit hit the fan and he wasn't too sure what was going on, he then called them and tried to figure out what was going on. He was trying to activate or initiate a refund, and the other dude on the phone really creeped me out. That was the second part of the movie that creeped me out the most. Other things that the love interest was doing, yes, but that phone call was weird, because when Bear called, he hadn't told the guy on the other side the name of his love interest that he used the wishbone wishing thing on. He didn't mention any name whatsoever. Then the guy at the other end of the phone says, do you want to talk I've forgotten already, but he asked, do you want to talk to her? I was like, what? Dude, he didn't mention any names. How would you have information that's the part I wanted to low-key dive into, to figure out like who's in charge of this thing. Like, is it a digital thing or is it an etheric thing where it's like a spiritual contract? Once you make the wish, it's already on archive and you can't rescind it. And then the second rule that freaked me out, or the second thing that freaked me out as well, was when he said you had to die to break the spell. That right there is I swear it needs its own Love, Death and Robots episode. Like, who made this thing? What made this thing? Where did it come from? Did it come from a tree? Did it come from a different reality, different realm? And who's in charge? I thought the first time he went to the store, and after he got it, when he went back to the second time, I thought the store would have disappeared. Like Little Shop of Horrors, or one of those horror stories where a store appears at a particular time and, you know, someone purchases something from the store and the store disappears, and then, you know, disorder and carnage ensues. The way that this movie had me thinking, dude, I need a backstory for how this thing was invented and how it was created. Then when his friend wanted to prove him wrong with it, he broke it and wished for $1 billion or whatever. That was beautiful, by the way. Again, it's that simplicity where it's like you don't have to struggle to prove to your friends or your family members or whoever's around you, your loved ones, to say, hey, this is what's going on. I thought it'd be like a hassle. I thought it'd be like we need to put him in a psych ward thing. And then when his love interest would always, you know, there'd be like glimpses of her breaking out from the spell. Like, what am I doing? Like, what the f? Those scenes really, they peaked that whole shock value and that whole intrigue. Like, yo, what's really going on? I was hoping the story would go one particular direction, but when it veered off and went to the exact path I foresaw them doing, that's where I was like, yeah, you guys are pushing it. I thought at some point the main character, the guy we follow who has this crush on this girl, I thought he would like come to his senses quickly and put a stop to the thing. Well, put a stop means you have to self-terminate. That would have been a heroic arc, but I thought the other thing he could do is get another wishing thing and give it to her once she found out, or once she felt that he wasn't giving her the love, he wasn't reciprocating the love that she was giving him. I thought, you know, the most common sense thing to do right now, especially the fact that you love her, is just go and get another thing, have her make the wish, and then you're both balanced. But he didn't do that. And then what sucked the most is the other girl that liked him but he didn't like her back. I think it's Sarah. She died for nothing, dude. She died for, that was painful.
You don't understand.
And this movie also brought back some personal pain for me.
Let me explain.
Back in college, and even when I was younger as well, I used to think once you liked someone, it was an automatic like that they would like you back.
What? You serious?
Especially the first time I liked someone that didn't like me back. That hurt.
Well, duh.
That shit hurt. So I can only slightly relate, just a tad, slightly relate to Bear's predicament. But I soon learned quick that I don't want to be in a situation where I like someone and they don't like me back the same way I like them. I dislike that, and vice versa. I don't want to be in a situation where someone likes me a lot and I don't like them back the same way they want me to like them. I hate that. I've already had that experience and I don't want to have that again.
You ain't lying.
That's one of the main reasons I've been single for a very long time. The energy, oh dude, I'm like, dude, just give me the soulmate now. And there's another thing as well that really pisses me off when it comes to this whole relationship or life or God or whatever it is. Why don't we just come into this world just liking who automatically is going to like us back? This whole gambling of, I'm going to tell someone I like them and then, you know, they're like, oh no, you're not my type. Okay, cool. That can break spirits, man. In both men and women. That can break your whole momentum. Like, you know, what's the point of dating then?
That's right.
I mean, yes, you could give reasons why you should date and blah, 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 but it's so jarring. It's so off-putting. You want to have this experience, companionship, love. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
I wish we had an inbuilt thing within us, like a cosmic compass. No matter what we've gone through, it remains true and pure. So that way, once you come across a person that's not for you, you won't get that feeling. It'd be neutral. It'd be like, oh, you have there'd be a friend frequency.
What do you mean by that?
There'd be a friend frequency that won't let you push further past, vice versa as well. You just meet each other, oh, friends, that's it. But this whole I have a crush, like I had this girl I really dug. Beautiful, smart, funny, on social media. And yet I was still head over heels with this girl. never had a full-on conversation with her through the DM or exchange numbers. And I started to worry within myself, like, yo, this is not normal, son.
Let me explain.
I think to have feelings about someone you've never met before, I mean, you could argue it's natural. Before social media had happened, some people have dreamt of their loved ones or their soulmates, their life partner. Yes, but the way my brain calculated this situation was basically, dude, you're not the only male who can see this woman on Instagram. So where these feelings are coming from, you could say, oh, I mistook admiration for someone who is beautiful, or the appreciation and admiration for someone who's beautiful, and then took it into this whole realm of, I would like to date and whatnot. But I'm not the only guy looking at this woman on Instagram. So the fact that I was going towards where Bear went. I would never go and actively, go somewhere and take a tool or device or spiritual thing to try and impose my wish or desire on someone else. That's a massive no-no. I didn't even need to go to no spiritual class to learn that. That's an innate no-no. But the idea of where I started having this feeling of, it'd be cool if she could notice me. Then I thought to myself, so how can you be thinking like that and assume you're the only one who's having that same feeling or desire or thoughts? So that's why I said I was slightly heading towards that whole, I imagine the thought or feeling of, I wish she could notice me when I put something in the comments, or when I responded to one of her stories or sent her a DM. I felt like, this is where I only use this word simp. I felt like, oh, that's a sappy thing you're doing, dude. It didn't make sense to me after a while, but after I phased out of it, I was worried as to where that came from. And I was trying to figure out, is that some mother wound, I wasn't breastfed long enough wound, or where did that come from? And normally, if I'm around, if it's like a vicinity thing, if I was at school or college, in university, or work environment, that makes sense. When you see someone you're attracted to, she's attractive, she's beautiful, she has qualities that I like in a woman, yes. But it's where that switch occurred, where I was like, no, it'd be cool if she and I were together. My brain was like, are you the only one who's thinking that, you cow? Damn! What makes you think there aren't other men who are thinking the exact same thing? Who have shot their shot, who have DM'd her to thy kingdom come? I was like, yeah, but I could be the one. The one? What? You might as well hand me this wishing stick thing and I'll break it and say, I wish you only loved me. Oh, dude. I felt for the guy, but I felt bad for the girl the most. You've taken her agency away, man. You've used your own will and superimposed it over hers. And damn, even when she was standing still when he went to work and she was just peeing herself and she said she ate a bug. I thought she ate doo-doo as well. Hey, yo, what the? Beautiful movie, painful watch. And it, like I said, it triggered that whole experience I had in school. I didn't have it once, by the way. I had it multiple times. There were girls I liked, even in college. And I started to ask myself, where the hell is this thing coming from? What kind of God lets you like someone that doesn't like you back? You don't understand. Why is that even a thing? That's a good question. I was like, I hope I'm not one of those guys who just ends up being infatuated with different types of girls that he likes. And thankfully, in my teenage years to my current cycle that I'm in now, I can't say that I've had, like infinite crushes. I know I'm very specific or a particular kind of person when it comes to who I'm attracted to. From the psychological, spiritual, emotional to the physical. It's like if one of those things are off, you wouldn't even be in my radar. But when I sat back after this experience that I had, I said, okay, let me just go back and count backwards how many girls I've been attracted to and I've had the same experience or same feelings for them. And just to make sure it's not an infatuation, and just to make sure it's not a pattern that's repeating itself, because it's a very painful thing to really like someone and you're not on their radar. No, never again. Now I'm like, yo, just bring me your soulmate, your life partner, your twin flame, triple flame, quadruple flame, twin water, twin fire, twin earth, twin susupu, whatever you want to call it, bring it, because this yo-yo thing is too much. Who wants to go through five different relationships just to learn a life lesson? You can learn the life lesson with your life partner. You doing dance, yeah, and to each their own, by the way. To each their own. I feel like I dodged a lot of bullets, and sometimes I think to myself, maybe you miss out on some experiences by running away or choosing to avoid relationships. Then my higher self is like, no, you're in your lane, fam. You are in your lane, and the environment you're in, maybe you haven't found the one that really tickles your fancy and it's vice versa. You got to start looking for different boxes. If he's not doing this, I don't want to date him. She's not doing this, I don't want to date her. What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? Too much noise, too much, all this outside gra gra. I like old school inside. It's got to be the soul spark. And I'm like, yo, I think I sat down internally and said, all this liking, enough is enough. If you are fine, you are fine. You funny, you funny. You beautiful, cool. You spiritual, I love the hair, love the natural hair, natural look, love the whole, I've grown out of weird or, you know, unnatural fabrics. That's me as well. So there's similarities, but if there's no click, and this whole, I'm waiting for him to chase me. Chase you? What you mean chase you? What do I look like, a dog? See, I'm different from other dudes as well. So, and it's not like, well, I'm different from other guys, by the way. I'm so different from other guys. Didn't you notice? We're all unique in our own ways. I'm just not in that mood to be chasing someone because it's in nature. And I feel so, you know, I feel so out of the loop with how things are done. And I'm okay with it, by the way. I'm okay with it. But thankfully, this girl that I was talking about, I almost want to share her IG with you guys. But no, I don't want to embarrass myself like that. Or her. She might find it very, very embarrassing. But nah, that experience, that was the last time I said, yeah. Whatever you call it, infatuation, crush, no siree, Bob. I started feeling some type of way. You know, she will notice me. Notice you. She that has how many thousand followers. Why is it you should know this? Oh, you never know what God will do. What God will do? Oh, so the same God you are calling on. How about the other 10,000 guys who are calling on the same God they're calling on? Or is it Allah they're calling on? It makes no difference. I said, nah. This is too much headache. When I didn't get what I wanted back from her, I said, you know what? Lesson learned. We're going to cut this shit at the head. No more. So I felt a little bit what Bear was going through. But that scenario he was in, I recognized that because Sarah really liked him, but he didn't clock Sarah. I don't know where that comes from. When someone likes you and you have an undertone liking for them, but someone who's in the same vicinity as you has pleasing aesthetics. It's not like Sarah was unattractive, and I can't believe I've forgotten the girl's name, but they were both beautiful. But he had a crush on her. He had a liking on her more. What the hell?
Come on, son.
Let's try that again, shall we? But he had a liking on her more than he did on Sarah. I think there was something there with Sarah, but it's like you needed someone to coach him, or you needed, I don't know. Sarah was giving vibes. She was giving energy, and I could read that. I was like, oh, this one is for you. She's more your level, more your speed. She's cool. She's chill. She listens to you. She pays attention. But your head is all the way over there. So I don't know. I might need to really look into that. I don't. Anyway, I'm not trying to invoke that experience into my life. This day and age, like I said, if it's not twin flame or soulmate, I'm cool being single. I'm gravy. I'm not here to be chasing someone. I wonder if she likes me, and then you got to be waiting for me as well. Well, I like him, but he's got to chase me because that's what society. So who? No. If you like something, we're both in tune, and the Most High says, let's lock and load, son. Yeah. If your elder council, your elders say, yeah, this is a good copulation, let's lock and load. Otherwise, no siree, Bob. Experiences for the sake, it's just a life path experience. Shut up.
Damn, son.
No. End up like someone like Bear. I wish she loves me more than anything in life. Nah.
You keep talking, man.
Like I said, we need that compass ignited in every one of us, so that way nobody's ended up in baby mama and baby daddy relationships where the coochie is good, the D is good, but you're not compatible, you're not emotionally compatible, you're not spiritually compatible, you're not supposed to be together. Why would you put people in the same proximity that they're not supposed to be together, but allow the possibility of being together? Somebody needs to talk about this universal frequency. You just put people in, say, like I said, friend energy, and there'll be no lust or sexual, it's just friend energy. And even if they try to push it, there'll be a spiritual barrier that's like a no-no.
Get this man shit.
Because you don't want to mess up someone's life path, and it's veering off some type of way, then somebody kind of come and fix that shit or clean that shit.
You ain't lying.
Now this bitch don't end up killing, in an environment where the dude who liked her is dead, and she killed two people. Nah. That ending was, that ending was not the one, man. That's why I said, yeah, they could have shaved off 20 minutes. That ending was, that shit sucked. Yeah. Can you imagine going to find a tool to go and willingly say, I like her, like me back. It reminds me of some old school Nigerian movies you used to watch where a lady had a crush on a guy. He's married, 2 children. Then she goes to a disorderly priest or priestess. I said that for a reason. Disorderly priest or priestess or disorderly oracle, and makes them make something to break the relationship and then make the guy fall for her instead. You're breaking a home and a family. That's practically like breaking someone's soulmate bond, so that way you can fit in. Yo, and dudes do it too. So the ability to just wake up one morning and say I like someone, whatever energy that is, nah, I don't like it.
Have you ever actually like flirted with Nikie?
I'm gonna go get some shots.
I'll come with you if she means this much to you. And I know she does. To say, Nikie, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Anyway, I don't want to turn this thing into a 2-hour movie review. So if you haven't seen the movie Obsession yet, I highly recommend it for sure.
You ain't lying.
Highly recommend it. Beautiful movie.
One more thing.
I low-key want 15-minute backstory as to where this wishing thing came from. How is it made? What is it made from? Is it a tree? Is it 3D printed? Who's in charge of it? Or what's in charge of it? What entity is in charge of it? Yeah, I like a backstory.
That boy is good.
But I don't know if the backstory will even be good. If it's a good writer, you can make up a good backstory. You could, you could. Anyways, peeps, I've of course been the one and only. What am I saying? Before I even sign out, if I want to rate this movie or rank this movie, I think I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10.
You serious?
Can't say a 9. No, it's good, but I can't say a 9. I mean, 8.5 is good. 8.5 is good. Anyways, I've of course been your one and only Multipotentialite, Neurodivergent host,
the Cosmic Jedi, signing out. Thank you for watching.